What's up, guys? We are here today with the first week of the PGBL playoffs. We will be taking on the New York Charmanders, coached by, I can't think of his name and how to pronounce it. I apologize about that. I think it's Hannons. I'm not too sure. But I'm going to leave their information in the description below if you want to check them out. But as you can see, this is the team we will be bringing. We have the Mega Charizard X Weavile, Mew, which is a very unique Mew set. We have Manaphy, Cobalion, and Rhyperior. So we're kind of going all offense here, except for my Mew, which is like max HP, max defense. And then I'm actually running the Leech Life. So definitely going to be interesting. You know what? We'll do Elite Four for the battle music. This is actually the team that I lost to in my week 3 match, if you haven't seen that already. I don't know why you're watching the playoffs, but okay, so one of the threats I thought my opponent wouldn't bring is here, and another okay, this definitely throws me off. This is not what I was expecting, but that's a good thing in a way. Hit Pow, Dawn. We don't see Levani, and that makes me happy. See in Fernape, see Curum, Black, Florges. Kind of wish I was running that Poison Jab. Hitmonchan, and Sableye. So they brought the Mega Sableye, which is scary on my part. So looking at this is definitely going to be interesting how I get past this, because this definitely throws me off. I'm thinking of actually leading off with my Mew, because I do have Toxic on there. We're just going to go with it. My opponent could lead Sableye, that's fine. I do want to get a Toxic off on the thing. I know it has Magic Bounce, but I'm pretty sure Synchronizer bounce it back, if I'm remembering that correctly. I honestly probably should have looked into that a little more. But we see my Mew lead off. We see Hunger Games. So Hippowdon, I am okay with this. Just gonna go for a Toxic here. My opponent could have Crunch too, and that would be interesting, but I don't think my Colbur Berry is going to go to waste, which is what I have on this Mew to take a Dark type move. So, because they have the Sableye, so I'm thinking if my opponent wants to go for a Dark Pulse, that'll save me there. I'm honestly kind of wishing I would have put Infestation on my team. This Mew, I was going to run Infestation. Whatever my opponent wants to go out to here, I'm perfectly okay with. And if my opponent wants to stay in and set up Stealth Rocks, like I said, my opponent does switch, so we don't see any moves. We see Pixie, which I guess is the thing you'd want to go out to. So I'm going to assume my opponent definitely has Heal Bell or Aromatherapy, one of the two. So this kind of works to my favor. If my opponent has that, they're probably going to want to go for it. I'm honestly tempted. I think I'm going to go out to Cobalion now. and start setting up for my win. Because I'm actually running a Rock Polish and Swords Dance set, max attack, Adamant Nature, Cobalion. That is going to be fun. If I could get that set up this early now, I'll be in really good shape. But now my opponent's kind of in a tough position of, do I want to stay in? Go for an attack. And I'm honestly thinking, okay, so I outspeed. There's Cobalion. Withdraws. I'm okay with this. I am okay with this. Please, 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 please go for an Earthquake. Unless my opponent thinks I'm going to switch out and set up the Stealth Rocks on that, which I'm okay with. In that case, I'll set up my Rock Polish, or maybe even a second Swords Dance to be able to take this thing out. So I'm going to try to be a little more careful, but have some risky plays in this. Just so I know I can win. My opponent stays in. I'm really hoping they went for Stealth Rocks. Nope. Z move. I'm hoping my berry is going to help me live that. It did not. Did my berry even tick off? Oh wait, I don't have the berry. I had the Fighting Z move. That is a my bad. That is a my bad. So things just got a lot harder. Just gonna go out to Manaphy here and go for a Surf. That definitely threw me off. I forgot I put the Fighting Z move on there. Because after a +2, the Fightinium Z takes out Blastoise, which is what I was expecting my opponent to have. So we definitely know my opponent had a Z move on this. Cross it out. That was definitely a misplay on my part. That might cost me the game. Hopefully not. And then, okay, so we know my opponent has EQ on Hippowdon. That's the only move we've seen so far in the whole game. That was definitely something I was not expecting. But on the opposite end, you know, Hitmonlee, Infernape, things like that do hurt my Cobalion Earth Power from Kyurem, so I'm upset about that, but I'm not too upset. So I'm pretty safe to just go for a Surf here. Whatever my opponent wants to go for. And there's no Registeel either, so I'm pretty happy about that. So I'm gonna go for a Surf, do a huge chunk of damage. Goes for a Whirlwind. I'm okay with this. Definitely okay with this. I'm just gonna go for Ice Punch. But I definitely need to get my Stealth Rocks up at some point. And honestly, the best time's now because my opponent's not evolved with Mega Sableye yet, so... My opponent withdraws. Goes out to Hitmon, okay. I actually went for Ice Punch instead of Stealth Rocks, but I'm going for Stealth Rocks now. I'm max defense, max attack. Goes for Drain Punch. Okay, I can definitely take another one of those. But do I want to preserve? I could go out to Mew. Well, my opponent has Sableye. And that Psychic would be way too obvious. I'm just going to go for Earthquake here. Rapid spins the rocks away. Okay. Well. That was a crit. So you just lost your Rapid Spinner. Goes out to this thing. Okay. I don't really know. Does my opponent have Energy Ball? That's the thing I'm most concerned about. As much as I want to just go out to Charizard and start setting up, I think just gonna play it safe, go for Stealth Rocks. My opponent might Aromatherapy. Does go for Energy Ball. So my opponent's playing really offensive, but I'm gonna use this to my advantage and go out to Charizard right now. Sad I had to sack off these two really powerful Mons, but definitely gives me a clear opening to go out to Charizard, start setting up. And we've seen Energy Ball on Florges. I would really like to get rid of Hippowdon. That just messes my team up and gets rid of Weavile's Focus Sash, which I kind of really need. But whatever happens in this game, it's alright. I'm not too worried about it. I mean, it's not over yet, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm not going to be too upset because I do have some fun things planned for the channel after this match is over. This is kind of a last-minute rushed match anyways that I put this team together. I've literally been busy at work with a project going on there, so I literally put this team together within the past hour before the match and just brainstormed ideas throughout the week. But now my opponent's definitely in a odd position. My opponent withdraws. Goes out to Booty. And I'm wondering I'm just gonna go for it. I'll just have fun with this match. Just do what I gotta do. Okay, so I outspeed. I'm adamant. Max attack. Take this thing out. That is great. That is a huge threat down. Goes out to Infernape. I wonder if you're focus ashed. I'm just gonna go for a Dragon Claw here. Could see a fake out. Close combat. Scarfed? Okay. So down goes Infernape. We're chipping away. And really, Hippowdon's kind of just gone at the amount of HP that it has. That was definitely the right play, letting Rhyperior go down like that in the end. Didn't even need the rock. So I wonder what my opponent's Kyurem black set was. Now my definitely has to think. I mean, if I were my opponent, I would probably go out to Hippowdon. Just to start getting some chip damage. Which I guess also hurts them in the end. But I'm in a good position. And I feel like I can win. Because Fire Punch will take out Florges. +1 max attack adamant. And then Sableye might not drop, but I can take it out. Okay, so my opponent goes out to Pixie. And I can just Fire Punch this thing into oblivion. Okay, so it's a defensive one. Takes out Charizard. It's a crit. I think that crit might have mattered. But I'm not too worried about it. Just gonna go out to Weavile. I'm just gonna go for Fake Out. If my opponent really wants to preserve this thing, they can. We're down 3-3. I think that crit honestly really mattered, but I'm not too sure. Gonna go for Fake Out, so this thing definitely defensive. But gonna drop the Toxic, so. Yeah, that definitely would have taken them out if I was a... I'm kind of wishing I was an Adamant Nature now. I'm actually running Jolly because I was expecting some faster things on my opponent's team. So there is the magnificent Sableye. I'm just gonna go for a nice and neutral knockoff. Doesn't do a whole lot. So we might see some recover shenanigans here. Just gonna go out to Mew. I'll save Weavile on the back. I'm gonna go for a crazy play and just go for the Toxics. Toxic Leech Life. We may still lose this, but it's definitely going to be interesting. I know Magic Bounce, but Synchronize, I think, takes care of it. Synchronize is a thing. That's exactly what I thought. So I definitely outspeed. I can go for a Leech Life here. Not all hope is lost. Neutral Leech Life. Not going to do a whole lot, but chip damage is chip damage. It honestly looks like that toxic play was the way to go. Because there goes Leech Life. A little bit of chip damage. Goes for recover. I'm okay with this. Because in the long run, Toxic's going to start hurting a lot. Can go for an Ice Punch. Can't freeze. It's looking like my opponent's in a tough position. Because if they Shadow Ball next turn, they drop. I definitely got this in the bag. Definitely got this in the bag. They can recover right here, but if they want to. But Toxic's kind of got them pinned, and then Manaphy outspeeds Hippowdon. So definitely got this one in the bag. Because look at how much toxic damage is going to start doing now. Exactly. So they're going to drop on the next toxic. If they have to go for an attack, they can't stall me out with recover. The only thing my opponent can do at this point is withdraw. Withdraws, exactly. But my opponent also kind of hurts themselves because now they don't have Calm Mind set up. They're going to take sand chip damage and toxic damage. I know for a fact my opponent's going to go for a recover right here. So if they don't, I will be shocked. But I got Weavile on the back. My opponent's kind of in a tough position now. Because if they attack, I'll live. I can go for a Surf, do a bunch of damage. They're going to take Toxic and Sand chip damage and take them out. Goes for Calm Mind, okay. Like I said, I win this situation outright. There's Sandstorm damage. I get leftovers. They get toxic. I mean, like I said, my opponent can recover right here. I'm just going to go for a Tail Glow, and then I take my opponent out on the following turn. goes for a cover. That's fine, but you're gonna drop. There's the sandstorm damage. There's toxic damage. And now you have to attack. You can recover. I'm just going to go for surf. We definitely got this in the bag. And there is the game. So, week 1 of the playoffs is ours. Whew. That was definitely a rough battle. I was honestly expecting that to go a lot worse. I mean, I think some of the mons my opponent brought came to my favor. I was really expecting some different things like Registeel and Hoopa Unbound and things like that. My opponent definitely had some hard hitters, but like I said at the beginning of the battle, good game to my opponent. That was an awesome battle. That could have gone either way. After I lost Cobalion and Rhyperior, I thought it was going to go downhill, but that just goes to show you a battle never really goes one specific way. Next week we will either be facing the Orlando Solgaleo, so our week 10 match. That's definitely going to be challenging. If we end up fighting them, I'm definitely going to have to prep a lot more than I did this week to take them down. And then if they lose, we take on the Kentucky Typhlosion, so that'll definitely be interesting because that'll be our 3rd time facing them. But I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for all the support. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you want to see more Wi-Fi battles. And until next time, I will see you guys later.